Hey there, Aries. Welcome to your love reading for November 2021. We're going to just jump right in here, Aries, and we are going to see what is going on for you at this time. I feel like you always get this card. I'll show you in a second. You have this power move card, and or a powerful move, I should say. And I'm pretty sure you get this card all the time. I'm not, but we will see what is going on for you here. Aries in love. So you start off actually with this co-create card. Pretty much every single person has been getting some sort of like co-creative energy or some sort of card that represents needing to co-create with another person. Obviously, I feel like, kind of teamwork makes the dream work at this time, as I say. We see it in the astrology that, teamwork is going to be extremely important right now. So anything you can do to co-create with a person would be a good idea. I do feel like some of you, maybe have been dealing with a marriage here. The same story comes up, over and over and over again for you, Aries. Doesn't really surprise me. I mean, people always say like, you say you repeat yourself. I'm like, what does your life change all that much from week to week to week? The answer is no, it really doesn't. So obviously, if you're dealing with a divorce, and it's going to show up multiple times in a reading, but some of you could be dealing with a divorce here or a divorce-like situation. You have the Hierophant, the Judgment card, and the Death card in this row. I mean, that could literally be the death of a relationship or the death of a marriage, Hierophant, marriage. What's interesting is to have that Judgment card in the middle there. Some of you, maybe you thought you were going to reconcile your marriage, or maybe you thought you were going to work things out, but the Death card is kind of like the final ending. I think something that people forget about the Death card is it's not just meant to represent a change. It's meant to represent a significant change, a significant transformation. It's not something that is small. It's something that has a big effect in your life, right? There are plenty of other cards that represent change that represent a smaller change, right? The Death card is meant to represent like a big change in your life. I would say that the good news is I really feel that you're starting to feel better with this death energy. The death card, the sun is coming up between the two pillars that are on the moon in the background of the card. And also, the death card, there is this white rose on his black flag that he is holding there. And it kind of represents like, the light and the dark. It kind of represents that, sometimes in the darkness, all you need is just a little pinprick of light to kind of, lighten things up. If you were in pure pitch black darkness and there was just a tiny little pinprick of light, it would kind of start to take over from the darkness. And that's kind of like what I feel here. I feel like it's kind of more like you're starting to feel more hopeful about the future. And whether that's, because because you had a divorce or a separation recently, or in the recent past, I should say, or because you're just like having more hope about relationships. There is a small child here, and that small child is holding up flowers to the Death Rider, and it's meant to represent the fact that children are not afraid of change. They're also not afraid to like ask questions or try new things. So the Death card also reminds us to be more like childlike. And the reason I'm saying this as well is because in this second diagonal, you have the Death card to the Page of Pentacles to the King of Pentacles here. And the Page of Pentacles is kind of like a childlike energy. He represents studiousness. He represents kind of being a student, being willing to learn, being willing to try new things. So I feel like doing that in love would be a good idea. It'll probably attract more love into your life. But let's clarify this first row here. And let's see. With the Hierophant, you have the Seven Wands. I'm getting that this is how things were supposed to be, or something like that, are the words that are popping into my head. Sometimes I think we enter into a relationship, maybe we get married, and we think that things are supposed to work a certain way, and they don't. I feel like that's either that happened to you or happened to a person you're dealing with. Here, Aries, take it how it resonates, or if you're a cross watch or whatever. But I feel like it's like things, maybe somebody had these ideas that things are supposed to work a certain way. And what's popping into my head is that things did not work out that way. The reason I say that is that the Seven of Wands is a card of conviction. It's a card of like defending your position at the top of a hill, but it's a card of conviction. It's a card that says when you know that something is right, then you can be successful. But I'm kind of getting the opposite here for you, Aries, where it's like I feel like someone had certain ideas or ideals about relationships and things just didn't work out. With the Judgment card, you have the Ten of Cups. For those of you that had a reconciliation in the past, I feel like at the time that you were happy, and again, this is not a reconciliation reading by any means here, Aries. Again, I feel like some of you maybe tried to work on things in the past or, tried to bring things back together, maybe because of family with the Ten of Cups here. But with the Death card, boom. Clarified by the Death card. Literally, that is the universe saying, I meant what I said. When the cards repeat themselves on top of each other like that. So I feel like the universe is kind of like moving you past this situation. I think whenever we have these situations where we try to get back with a person or whatever, if it doesn't work out, it's just probably a lesson, or maybe it's to teach us something, right? There's nothing wrong with doing it. So and again, some of you maybe what I'm getting there is like maybe you try to work things out because of children or family or whatever. But again, I feel like maybe you're just realizing that there are just too many differences in a situation. You also have this a powerful move card. Like I was saying, I feel like you've had this card with me in the past. I really feel that some of you are kind of like taking your power back in a situation with these cards. I feel like you're maybe even realizing that if you were trying to work things out with a person from the past, I feel like this card is talking about even your value. So you're probably realizing, like, wait, I'm more valuable than this person. I'm not saying you're more valuable than this person, but maybe you bring more to the table, or you do more in relationships. And because you're realizing like what you bring, I feel like you're realizing where you stand, or like where you should stand in a relationship. And so that's yeah. I don't know how to say it. That's what I see here with this powerful move card. You have the Knight of Cups, the Page of Pentacles, and the Nine of Cups. Knight of Cups could definitely be a knight in shining armor coming in for you here, Aries, if it wants to focus. So I do feel like there could be a knight in shining armor coming in for you here. Feeling like a little bit of a drought here. I'm dying today here, Aries. I know I shouldn't say that, but I left the heat on, and it's about, I don't know, 600 degrees in here. So my mouth is like the Sahara. But what I would say here is that, he is standing in a desert on the Knight of Cups, and there's water flowing in front of him. It kind of says like he is in the desert, but there's water. Like he could change his situation if he were to like plant some seeds or take some sort of action with that water. He could maybe turn the desert into an oasis. He could turn this area that he is at into something much more. So I do get that desert feeling. I do feel like some of you, maybe there is a drought as far as love is concerned, but I feel with like a little bit of action, you could actually attract love into your life very, very quickly. You have the Page of Pentacles here. I do feel this is your most important card here. Again, it is your center card. The center card in a 9-card spread is the most important card, but I don't always feel that it's the most important card. For you, I feel like it is the most important card here. The Knight of Pentacles is a card of studiousness. So it kind of says like the more you can learn about relationships, probably the better with the Page of Pentacles energy. I always think of like, if that basically, I think that what sucks the most for for people right now is the fact that being born like now at this time, being alive at this time, is it's like we have so much information at our fingertips. So it's like the universe isn't going to allow us to be lazy. It's like I have this weird theory that it's like back in the day, maybe positive relationships worked out just because they worked out. Now I feel like the universe is like saying no. The universe always wants us to evolve, like our soul to evolve and things like that. So it's like now I feel like we're at this point where the universe is like, no, you have to like learn how to have a good relationship because the information is available. It's like it's there, but it's just sitting there. So what the hell am I talking about? What I feel like that means is that if you're struggling in any area of your relationship, if you just learn one little thing about your relationships or about relationships in general, then you can probably improve your relationship significantly. Why am I saying this? Well, also because of this right here, the Devil card. The Devil is actually showing up in this diagonal here. So it's showing up at the Hierophant, the Page of Pentacles, and the Devil down in this corner. The Devil is Capricorn, and we had Saturn in Capricorn. Saturn in Capricorn literally says if you have a problem, learn how to fix it. So, when we had Saturn and Capricorn like a couple years ago, I was always telling people, learn as much as you can, figure things out. But just because Saturn isn't in Capricorn anymore doesn't mean we have to stop learning. We still get the benefits of the Saturn Capricorn energy. So, I would make sure to learn. I feel like it would be a good time for people. This could be anything. It doesn't even have to be about love. Like maybe there are other things that you want to improve. Maybe you have attachment issues. Maybe you want to learn about how your attachments, we all have attachment issues. Maybe you want to learn how your attachments interact with relationships or deal with relationships or whatever. Like learning about any of that stuff will probably improve your love life significantly here in the near future. You also have the Nine of Cups. So wishes, fulfillment. I do feel like there could be love coming in for you here with that Nine of Cups. Obviously, I feel like it's a new person. I feel like you could be attracting an earth sign. It could be a water sign as well. But let's see. With the Knight of Cups, you have the Six of Wands here. You've earned it. The Six of Wands is a card of earning something. It's like the Six of Wands, he has been to war. He's coming back from war. He's being cheered on. But he's still experienced loss. He has still experienced something challenging, which is what we see here in your first row here. It kind of looks like some sort of loss or, some sort of change here that happened where you have, completely ended a cycle. To me, that death card twice, to me, that really says that. And again, it's funny that I said with that judgment card, maybe you got back together with a person, it didn't work out. Or maybe you tried to reconcile a marriage or something, it didn't work out. So it's like you're really moving on here with this energy. And again, that could feel like war, right? With the Page of Pentacles, you have the Page of Wands and the Three of Cups. Some sort of celebration coming in for you here. If you're looking for love, I do feel intuitively that you could be meeting someone through socializing or through your community. Three of Cups is very specific in how you meet a person because Three of Cups is a card of your community, but it's more like, maybe you could join some classes in your community, but it could also be your friendship, your friendship community as well, like the people around you. Kind of makes sense to me for you, Aries. I'm pretty sure that as we move throughout, once we get into the beginning of the year, what will happen is, I think more towards like the second quarter of next year, Venus, because Venus retrogrades in December of this year, and then in like the second quarter of next year, somewhere around there. Don't quote me on this. I was looking at this the other day as well, but I'm pretty sure it's in like the second quarter. Venus will enter into your 11th house. This is interesting because it could have a lot to do with your community and the people around you and how you interact with your relationships and things like that as well. The other interesting thing is that then it'll be moving into Pisces after that as well. Which is probably your 12th house for most of you, maybe not all of you, but for most of you. And that's pretty interesting because, again, even though it's your 12th house, Pisces can still have to do with community and things like that. And so I would say next year could be a very interesting year for you as far as love is concerned, where you meet people. Not only that, in May, Jupiter enters into your first house. Jupiter enters into your sign. Not only is Jupiter in your sign extremely lucky, it's going to be there from like May to December, and then it's going to retrograde back out, and then it's going to enter in at the end of the year. And everything like that. So not only is Jupiter in your first house extremely lucky, but it's very good for attracting love into your life. And it's very good for attracting love in your immediate surroundings, like where you are. So, like I said, makes a lot of sense. With the Nine of Cups, you have the Nine of Cups. And the Three of Pentacles wanted to pop out there as well. Nine of Cups. So I would definitely make a wish here. Three of Pentacles is about like working on a team. And you have the Three of Cups here as well. So you have the Three of Cups and the Three of Pentacles, right here on top of each other. So both cards are really good for teamwork and kind of like finding a person that wants to work on a team. Next, you have this gift card. It just says the gift on it here, Aries. So I do feel that there could be kind of like a gift coming in for you here. I feel like you need to pay attention. I'm really noticing all the red that is on this card here, obviously. And I kind of feel like it's saying, like, there could be a person that's coming in for you that is like a gift, but you could be ignoring it. You might not see it. So I would, pay attention. You have the King of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, and the Devil. I really feel like you're trying to remove an energy from your life. For some of you, It's weird. I am getting negotiation energy here. You don't have any other cards that would represent negotiation, but more intuitively, it's popping into my head. For some of you, I feel like either you need to negotiate or you need to learn how to negotiate, or something. I realize that if you're in a divorce, it's not like the easiest thing in the world to negotiate with the other person. But I would just say that I feel like there maybe is a little bit more wiggle room. Like if you're dealing with a person who is extremely stubborn, and I feel like maybe they will put up a fight and everything like that, but I would also make sure that you kind of, get what you deserve, is what I'm trying to say here, if you're dealing with a divorce. For others, this could be involving children, and again, I would make sure that you're getting what you want. Like, don't just allow things to happen. Just looking at this row here, not a terrible row, because again, I feel like you're cutting something out. To me, Ten of Swords is one of the harder cards in the tarot, but it is a card of the end. It does represent an ending, things completely coming to an end. And so I feel that for a lot of you, a past relationship here is coming to an end. But at the same time, I'm getting this like kind of like needing to negotiate vibe off the devil. I feel like it's saying, like, don't just roll over and allow someone to take advantage of you, especially if you're like dealing with children and things like that. With the King of Pentacles, you have the Star card here, some sort of wish coming in for you. I do feel like some of you could be like healing from past relationships, or you could be healing from, if you're dealing with like this divorce type situation. Obviously, again, if we look at this row, this diagonal right here, Death twice, Three of Cups, Page of Wands, Page of Pentacles, King of Pentacles with the Star card, it's like you could be healing from this transformation. With the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Wands as well, you could be taking a little bit of time to learn how to be you. It's like sometimes we get out of a long relationship or a marriage. It's like we got to figure out who the hell we are at that point after that, because it's like the other person has become part of our identity. Why do you think it hurts so bad when you go through a breakup? It's because it's like you're missing like a part of you. I mean, they've done studies that it's like almost as bad as someone dying, right? When you go through a breakup for a lot of people. So it's like that really says that you kind of have to figure out who you are again, or maybe you need to reconnect with yourself or do some of the things you enjoy in your life. I feel like it's a good idea to do that. So that's what I would do with that Star card for sure, especially if you need it. I do feel like it could be love coming in. I feel like some of you could be attracting, you have pretty much every single sign here. It is a general reading, but could be an Aquarius as well. With the Ten of Swords, you have the Eight of Wands here. Again, I feel a lot of support from your community. The Eight of Wands is a card of quick success. It's a card of conclusions, but it's kind of like a card of socializing. It's like a card of the energy of like communicating, but it's also very social energy. I feel like in this whole entire middle row here, you have the Ten of Cups, the Three of Cups, and the Eight of Wands. These are all very, very social energies right here. So I feel for a lot of you that socializing would be a good idea for you, especially if you're looking for love. Even if you're not, even if you're just looking for support, then I feel like getting support from the people around you would be a good idea. Again, like I said, next year is probably going to be a really good year for love for you, just because of the astrology. So if you need to take, the rest of this year to get yourself ready for that, then I would definitely do that. And that could include making sure you have a strong social life, making sure you have positive people surrounding you, making sure you have a network and all that other good stuff. Might be a good time to do that just to get ready for next year. And with the Devil, what do you know? You have the Queen of Swords here. The Queen of Swords, she has her back to everything in the past. She is facing the future. So I feel for a lot of you, it's like you're very focused on the future. I feel like you see things very, very clearly in love. This is a very good reading. I would say that there is a major focus. Again, you have this co-create card as well at the beginning of the reading. So there's a big, big focus on you making sure that you're surrounding yourself with positive people. But again, could also be that you're meeting a person who really wants to co-create alongside of you. And definitely like a lot of love potential coming in for you here as well. It's kind of interesting. Like at the end of the reading, just like looking at it, sometimes when I look at the whole entire reading, I get a message, and it's like I feel like there's some sort of difference in the way like that you accept love into your life. I feel like it's like you're no longer like I feel like you're not just jumping into something for the sake of love, right? It's like I feel like you're almost like looking at things much, much deeper, and I'm kind of getting that here. It's like, look at this card. It's kind of like a, I don't know what to call this. It's like a 5D drawing. Like it almost has like a 3D appearance to it, right? It's like it's almost like a 3D image. And I kind of feel that for you. The thing that I think is changing the most for you at this time, Aries, is it's like maybe you're looking at a person, you're saying love, right? Love this person, but I feel like you're like zooming in even further. I feel like you're kind of going around. It's almost like you're looking around the person. And I feel like you're not just like willing to just jump into anything anymore just so you don't feel alone or whatever. This is like there's a sense of maturity here because of that. It's like you have matured to a whole new level because of how you're making the decision to allow a person into your life. And it's kind of interesting to me. You're like the second sign. I think it was Pisces actually that had a very similar message to this, but it's kind of interesting because again, I feel like there's a very strong sense of maturity here. I was kind of like worried in like 2017 when I was doing readings about love. I just felt like love was kind of going downhill. And I'm starting to feel like a lot more positive about love in general. I kind of and we have ended some cycles. We had a lot of these Scorpio cycles that happened since the 70s. Like in the 70s, divorces went through the roof, and it was because of these planets that were moving through Scorpio until like just a couple years ago. Now that's not going to happen again for a very long period of time. It's kind of interesting to me because I feel that it could be maybe bringing people closer together. I feel like people feel like love looks really bad, but I feel like it's actually improving, which is interesting. And again, I feel like this whole 3D thing where it's like you're not just looking at the person. It's like I feel like you're looking through people at this time. You're looking at people much deeper. It's very powerful stuff. I like it. So thank you for being here, Aries. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you and definitely enjoy your month.